Dynamic currency conversion, or why you should always pay in the local currency when traveling. When we travel to another country, we make lots of transactions when we're away, and you may have noticed that it's becoming more common for merchants to offer to charge you in your home currency when using a payment terminal. When you opt to pay for a transaction in your home currency, this is a feature known as dynamic currency conversion. Here's an example from a recent trip to Dubai. CAD stands for Canadian dollars, and that's my home currency since I'm Canadian. AED is the local currency, which are called dirhams. The item I was looking at was priced at 50 dirhams, but I was given the option of paying in Canadian dollars. This, the option of paying in your home currency at time of sale, is known as dynamic currency conversion, or DCC. The standard process is to pay in the local currency, and your credit card will convert the currency at a set exchange rate and then add a foreign transaction fee on top of that, which is usually in the neighborhood of 2.5%. Generally, you'll see what the final cost is in your home currency weeks later when you get your credit card statement. Dynamic currency conversion is where you can choose to determine the final cost in your home currency right away, and many people assume that they'll be saving that 2.5% foreign transaction fee that their credit card provider charges. So in the end, it should be cheaper, right? Think again. In the quest to save 2.5% in that credit card foreign transaction fee, you might end up paying way more. And there are up to 3 reasons why. Number 1, you may end up getting an uncompetitive exchange rate. Number 2, you will pay a markup fee that is usually greater than 2.5%. And number 3, your credit card company may still charge you the 2.5% fee for the transaction simply because it takes place in a foreign country, even though it was processed in your home currency. Let's take another look at our original example. Again, I'm from Canada, so my home currency is Canadian dollars. I was buying a box of chocolates in Dubai to take home for my girlfriend. Now, I ate most of them once I got home, but that's besides the point. It's the thought that counts. The box of chocolates was priced at 50 dirhams. And at the point of sale, I could have opted to pay in my home currency of Canadian dollars for $18.96 or pay in the local currency of 50 dirhams. Let's see what the final cost would be in each scenario. Had I opted to pay in Canadian dollars, my final total would either be $18.96 as stated, or $18.96 plus 2.5% if my credit card charged a foreign transaction fee simply because the transaction occurred in a foreign country. 2.5% of $18.96 is 47 cents. $18.96 plus 47 cents is $19.43. If I chose to pay in the local currency of dirhams, my credit card company would process the conversion. We take 50 dirhams and multiply it by the exchange rate the credit card company used, which was 0.3561. That gives us $17.805. Then we add the 2.5% foreign transaction fee on top of that. $17.805 times 2.5% equals $0.4451. Adding these together gives us $18.25. So, choosing to be charged in the local currency, dirhams, had a final cost of $18.25. Choosing to pay in my home currency at the time of sale would result in a final total of either $18.96 or $19.43. That's an extra cost of between 3.89% and 6.47%. Note, the exchange rate listed on the terminal is 0.37922260. This is much worse than the exchange rate used by my credit card company. Since most people have no idea what a competitive exchange rate should be, they often pick to pay in their home currency because it's familiar. So again, in this case, dynamic currency conversion, where the currency conversion is done at point of sale, is more expensive by between 3.89% to 6.47% compared to choosing to pay in the local currency and having your credit card company process the conversion as per normal. Let's look at a second scenario. This was from a recent trip to Europe, and I was buying scotch at the duty-free store in the airport. The price of the scotch was exactly 79 euros, but when I inserted my credit card into the payment terminal, it gave me a choice of paying $122.94 Canadian instead. Again, if I were to pay in the local currency, 79 euros, then my credit card company would take their own exchange rate and convert it to dollars and then add on a currency conversion fee on top of that. On the day of this transaction, the credit card company's exchange rate for converting euros to Canadian dollars was 1.4842. If you simply took 79 euros and multiplied by 1.4842, you would get $117.25. If you added the average 2.5% conversion fee, 2.5% of $117.25 would be $2.93. Adding $2.93 to $117.25, we get $120.18. Now, let's compare this to the dynamic currency conversion option offered on that merchant's terminal. It was offered at $122.94. So at a minimum, we would pay $122.94, but if our credit card company charged 2.5% for any transaction in a foreign country, then we would need to add 2.5% to this number. 2.5% of $122.94 is $3.07 for a total of $126.01. So in this case, dynamic currency conversion worked out to between 2.3% and 4.9% more expensive than choosing to pay in the local currency. Again, take a look at the difference in exchange rates offered. The exchange rate my credit card company used was 1.4842. The exchange rate offered on the terminal was 1.556260. This works out to a spread of 4.85%. And the reason merchants are starting to offer dynamic currency conversion? Because they keep part of the 4.85% spread, and the company that provides the physical payment terminal keeps the other part. In other words, merchants are offering dynamic currency conversion because they make money if you use it. The take-home lesson is clear. You should always pay in the local currency when traveling, not your home currency if given the option.